So we just read the rough-faced girl. I'm going to write that in the top of my chart. Rough face girl. Okay. And you probably just have one of these in your packet. That's okay. You do not need to fill this in. I just want to review this with you. And we're going to do this for each story that we read just so that we can really look closely at each of the elements of each story that we read. Okay, so the setting. Where did this happen? It says at the beginning of the story that it happened in a village. By Lake Ontario. Okay, just like other fairy tales, we're not really sure exactly when because the story either begins with once upon a time. This one said once long ago, so we can't really say exactly when this happened. Okay. The fairy tale characters who we had the rough-faced girl. She was the main character. Okay, we had the sisters. And remember, they were not nice, were they? We had the invisible being. We had invisible beings. I'm using an apostrophe S because that's ownership. Sister. Okay. We also had like the father. He didn't play a big role in this story. We can write him down because he did give up some of his last stuff to the rough-faced girl. Okay. Fantasy or magic. The magic that happened in this story, or the fantasy that was happening in the story, the invisible being. Okay. And there was also the magic at the end of the story. Remember, the sister told the rough-faced girl to go step into the lake and bathe in the water of the lake, and all of her scars disappeared and her hair became beautiful again. So well, you can say the rough-faced girl transformed. She changed in the lake. Okay. The problem, what was the problem in this story? For the rough-faced girl, the rough-faced girl, let's have a crack right there in my table. Was miserable because her sisters were mean. Okay. That was the problem in the story. We could also say that the sisters had a problem because they were certain that if they had all those items and were beautiful, that they would be able to marry the invisible being, but they weren't able to answer any of the sisters' questions. The solution to that, let's see, the solution was the rough-faced girl went to the sister and described the invisible being. Okay, she was able to go and describe him, and that way she knew that the rough-faced girl really did see the invisible being. And at the end of the story, the rough-faced girl was changed back to beautiful. Remember, they matched her outsides with her insides. She was kind-hearted and caring, and they always knew that. And she married the invisible being.